My child, listen to me closely, because what I am about to reveal will shift the weight you have been carrying for far too long, and it will open your eyes to the truth behind every loss you've endured, every separation that broke your heart, every door that closed without warning, every opportunity that slipped from your hands no matter how tightly you tried to hold on. I saw it all, the silent cries you hid from the world, the moments where your strength cracked beneath the pressure, the nights where you lay awake trying to understand why everything seemed to fall apart just when you started believing again. But hear me now, nothing was taken from you without reason. Nothing left your life unless it was making room for something greater. You have been walking through a season that felt like subtraction, but in heaven it has always been a season of preparation. You didn't lose anything. I was clearing the path for what is coming. And what is coming, beloved, is a blessing so vast, so precise, so divinely tailored to your spirit that when it reaches you, you will understand why everything had to happen exactly the way it did. You've been grieving what was, but I've been preparing what will be. And what will be is worth more than everything you lost combined. I know you have questioned me. I know you have wondered why I allowed betrayal, why I allowed heartbreak, why I allowed rejection from the very people you prayed to keep close, why I let opportunities slip away when you gave your all, why I closed doors that you begged me to open. But let me tell you a truth you weren't ready for until now. The things you lost were never strong enough to hold the blessing I am sending. What abandoned you was too small for your calling. What broke you was too weak for your destiny. What walked away wasn't aligned with where I am taking you. And the tears you shed didn't go unnoticed. They became seeds. Seeds watered with faith, seeds watered with surrender, seeds watered with pain that I am now turning into power. You see loss, I see preparation. You see delays, I see protection. You see empty hands, I see open hands, ready to receive what was always meant for you. The blessing that is on its way is not ordinary. It is not fragile. It is not temporary. It is not something that can be stolen, sabotaged, or destroyed. This blessing has been preserved, protected, and perfected just for you. It has been delayed not because you were forgotten, but because the timing had to match the strength I've been building inside you. For if I gave you this blessing earlier, you would not have had the capacity to carry it. You had to grow first. You had to be refined first. You had to heal first. That is why I took certain people out of your life. They could not walk into the blessing I am preparing. Some would have drained you. Some would have used you. Some would have dimmed the very light I am now igniting within you. This blessing requires your full strength, your full clarity, your full heart. And this time, my child, you will not lose it. Because this blessing is not coming through people who can change their mind about you. It is coming directly from me. Heaven has already released it. The angels have already been dispatched. The path is already being cleared. What is on its way to you carries the weight of divine promise. It will restore what was stolen. It will replace what was broken. It will lift what has been heavy. It will answer questions you've held for years. And it will bring a peace so deep that you will forget how it felt to live without it. You will stand in awe and say, God, this is what you were preparing me for. You will see that the loss was not punishment, it was protection. The loneliness was not abandonment, it was alignment. The delays were not denials, they were divine strategy. I needed you to release what was beneath you so I could place in your hands something worthy of your calling. You are entering a season where you will understand why I closed the doors that hurt you, why I removed the people you thought you needed, why I ended the chapters you weren't ready to walk away from. You thought you lost everything, but you were actually being positioned for more than you could ever imagine. And now, heaven whispers this truth over your spirit. What is coming is bigger. What is coming is better. What is coming is blessed. What is coming is aligned. What is coming is protected. What is coming is yours. So lift your head, beloved. The season of mourning is ending. The season of miracles is beginning. Your blessing, worth more than everything you lost, is already on its way, and nothing can stop what I have ordained for you. My child, listen carefully now, because what I am about to pour into your spirit is not merely comfort. It is revelation, and it will explain the weight you've been carrying, the delays you've endured, the silence you've misunderstood, the separation you've suffered, and the emptiness that made you wonder if I still had a plan for you at all. I see the way you replay certain moments in your mind, wondering where things went wrong, wondering why good intentions didn't bring good outcomes, wondering why the people you fought for didn't fight for you, why the dreams you chased seemed to slip away the moment you got close enough to touch them, why the things you prayed for with your whole heart seemed to crumble right when you thought they were finally stable. But, my child, you must understand something deeper. Some things cannot remain in your life once I have decided to expand you. Growth requires release. Destiny requires separation. And blessings require space. You think you lost something, but what you truly lost was limitation. What walked out of your life was too small, too frail, too unstable, too inconsistent to carry the future I am building for you. This next blessing is too large to fit into the version of your life that used to exist. I had to reshape you. I had to refine you. I had to remove what would have contaminated the blessing I'm sending. That's why it felt like everything was being stripped away at once. It wasn't cruelty, it was construction. You were being rebuilt. And the very areas where you felt the most broken are the exact places where the blessing will anchor itself. Because I do not waste pain. I do not waste tears. I do not waste seasons of silence. Every moment that confused you was preparing the foundation for what is about to arrive. Some days you felt like you were walking backward, but you were actually being positioned. Some days you felt forgotten, but you were being protected. Some days you thought your prayers weren't reaching heaven, but heaven was working on the very things you couldn't see. I heard every cry. I saw every moment where you felt like giving up. I counted every tear that fell into your pillow when no one knew you were breaking. And none of it was in vain, because each of those tears became heavenly evidence that you trusted me even when you didn't understand me. And trust is the currency that unlocks the blessing. You see, what I am sending isn't a small shift, it's a divine reversal. A turnaround so complete that you will look back at the things that once crushed you and say, if they had stayed, I never would have received this. I am sending a blessing that will not merely replace what you lost, it will redefine it. The emptiness you feel now will be filled with purpose so rich that the old pain won't even make sense anymore. You will wake up one day and realize that what left did not break you. It freed you. The people who walked away did not abandon you, they made space. The opportunities that fell through did not fail you. They redirected you to something far more aligned with your spirit. This blessing is not something you'll have to chase, force, or beg for. It will meet you where you are, because it has been divinely assigned to your name. No competitor can steal it. No enemy can block it. No mistake can disqualify you. No delay can cancel it. It is sealed in heaven and already released into motion, and the angels are guiding it toward your life even now. That's why you've been feeling restless, why your spirit feels like something is shifting, why you can't settle for the things you once tolerated, why your heart feels like it's outgrowing certain people, places, and patterns. You are expanding because your blessing is expanding toward you. And my child, this blessing is not ordinary. It carries restoration. It carries recompense. It carries elevation. It carries clarity. It carries a peace so deep that your past will lose all power over your present. The blessing coming is not arriving alone. It is bringing a new version of you with it. A version healed, strengthened, confident, awakened. A version who will stop apologizing for being chosen. A version who will stop shrinking to make others comfortable. A version who will walk boldly into the rooms you once felt unworthy of. For now you will finally realize why I had to remove the old. It couldn't contain the new. And beloved, let me speak plainly. The blessing coming will make you grateful for every loss that once shattered you. It will make you thank me for the doors I closed. It will make you understand why I didn't let certain people stay. It will make you see that your heartbreak was actually your rebirth. I am bringing you into a season where you won't be asking, why did this happen to me? You will be saying, God, thank you for what you were preparing. You are closer to this blessing than you think. You have survived the hardest part, the breaking. Now comes the arrival. Now comes the restoration. Now comes the promise. Hold on, my child. What's coming is worth more than everything you lost. because what's coming was crafted by my hands, preserved by my timing, and destined for your spirit.
It is already on its way.
My child, listen closely now, because in this moment I am pulling you deeper into the truth you were never meant to miss, the truth that the enemy tried to hide from you by distracting you with fear, confusion, and memories of what slipped out of your hands. And I need you to understand that this season is not about replacing what you lost, but elevating you into a realm that could never have been reached if I had allowed you to stay comfortable in what was familiar. And as I speak these words over your spirit, you will feel something shifting inside you, a quiet strength rising, a knowing you cannot explain, a warmth in your chest that does not come from emotion but from my presence wrapping around you and telling you, you are entering the part of your story where loss no longer defines you, because too long you have carried the weight of people who walked away, opportunities that expired, and moments you replay at night wondering if you could have done something differently. But I need you to finally hear me when I say this. If it was necessary for your destiny, I would have protected it. If it belonged in your future, I would have fought to keep it. If it was part of the blessing I prepared, it would never have been allowed to leave you. And the fact that it did means it was too small for the life I am building, too temporary for the purpose I placed inside you, too weak to support the anointing that is awakening in you right now. And even though it broke your heart, I am telling you that what is coming will make you grateful for what left, because you are about to receive a blessing that will not require begging, chasing, proving, or shrinking yourself, a blessing that recognizes you, chooses you, honors you, and fits the weight of your calling. And this blessing is not floating in some distant future, but actively rearranging things behind the scenes even while you feel like nothing is changing. And the reason you cannot see movement yet is because I am shifting things on a level you cannot see with human eyes, aligning timelines, preparing people, opening paths, softening hearts, closing doors that would have trapped you, removing individuals who would have slowed you down, strengthening what was weak, healing what was wounded, and rewriting parts of your story that the enemy tried to contaminate with lies. And while you think nothing is happening, the heavens are busy on your behalf. Your name is being whispered in rooms you've never entered. Favor is being assigned to your steps. Protection is being mapped around you, and the miracle you think you need is smaller than the one I am actually sending, because I am not restoring you to where you were. I am accelerating you into where you should have been if betrayal, loss, and disappointment had never touched your life. And as I lift you into this next chapter, you will notice something powerful. The same things that once hurt you can no longer break you. The same patterns that once repeated will suddenly stop. The same people who once drained you will no longer have access to you. And the same doubts that once held you back will lose their ability to intimidate you, because I am not only preparing a blessing for you, I am preparing you for the blessing, shaping your spirit into someone who can carry what is precious without dropping it, handle what is heavy without collapsing, and steward what is holy without compromising. And my child, you must understand that the blessing coming is too big for your former environment, too pure for the people who mishandled you, too divine for the season you just left. And this is why isolation became your unexpected companion, why certain friendships faded without warning, why your heart felt strangely disconnected from things you once desired. Because I was detoxing you from the past, so the blessing wouldn't attach itself to pieces of your old life that were not meant to follow you into the new. And I know there were nights you cried asking me why I was silent, why I let certain things happen, why I didn't intervene sooner. But I was not punishing you. I was revealing who and what could not come with you into the next level, because where you are going requires purity of heart, clarity of spirit, and strength of identity, and everything you lost was making space for everything I promised. And I need you to understand that what is coming is not a small victory, not a simple answer to prayer, not a temporary blessing that will fade, but a life-altering shift, something that will rewrite your emotional landscape, restore your confidence, elevate your self-worth, rebuild your hope, and anchor your faith to something unshakable. And when this blessing arrives, it will arrive suddenly, effortlessly, naturally, aligned, without chaos, without confusion, without forcing, because blessings from me do not bring exhaustion. They bring clarity, relief, confirmation, and peace. And the moment it enters your life, every piece of your past pain will suddenly make sense. Every unanswered question will resolve itself without explanation. Every lingering heartbreak will lose its sting, and you will finally understand why I asked you to trust me even when it hurt, even when you felt empty, even when you felt forgotten, even when you could not see proof that I was working, because now you will realize that you were not being abandoned. You were being positioned, primed, elevated, and transformed for something far greater than what you were praying for. And now the heavens are leaning closer, your angels are standing guard, your path is being lit, and the blessing that is worth more than everything you lost is moving toward your life with unstoppable momentum. And I need you to stay open, stay expectant, stay in my presence, because what is coming next will not look like loss. It will look like redemption unfolding in real time. And this is where the story turns in your favor. My child, as I draw you into this final part of the message, feel the shift happening around you, because the blessing that is approaching your life is not simply something you will receive. It is something that will transform everything connected to you, and I need you to hold on to this truth with both hands as you read these words, for you are standing in the final stretch before the breakthrough that will redefine how you see yourself, how you see me, and how you see every chapter you have walked through. And although it may feel like nothing is changing, heaven is preparing to unveil what has been hidden, and when it appears, it will not arrive quietly but with clarity, precision, intention, and undeniable confirmation that I, the Lord your God, have been working behind the scenes with a kind of detail you could never imagine, orchestrating the right people, the right timing, the right opportunities, and the right conditions to lift you into a life that will make your past make sense. Because every delay was alignment, every disappointment was protection, every closed door was redirection, and every heartbreak was a dismantling of what was too small to contain the blessing I am bringing. And now I am asking you to breathe, to soften your heart, to unclench the fear that has been gripping you for months, because you are not walking into this blessing with the same spirit you carried in your season of loss. You are walking in wiser, stronger, more discerning, more connected to me, and more capable of stewarding miracles that would have overwhelmed the version of you who still needed validation from the wrong people. And I want you to know that this blessing will not require permission from those who doubted you, will not need approval from those who misjudged you, will not depend on the loyalty of those who left you, and will not be delayed by the ones who tried to sabotage you. Because what I am giving you is divinely secured, spiritually guarded, and reserved only for you, and no human hand can cancel what heaven has already sealed. And as you step into the next season, you will begin to notice signs that the atmosphere around you is changing. People who once ignored you will begin to notice your light again. Opportunities you thought were lost will suddenly reappear in unexpected forms. Conversations you avoided will open doors you didn't know existed. And the same places that once rejected you will call you back with honor, not because you begged, but because I elevated you. And as this blessing unfolds, your spirit will feel lighter, your thoughts clearer, your decisions more confident, because I am removing the heaviness that made you feel stuck, the guilt that made you question your worth, and the fear that made you think you were running out of time. And in its place, I am placing a divine calm that will carry you into the kind of peace that cannot be shaken by circumstances. And even though people around you may not understand the shift happening inside you, they will sense it. They will feel the stability returning to your voice, the fire returning to your eyes, the purpose returning to your steps, and they will realize that something heavenly has touched your life, something greater than loss, greater than betrayal, greater than confusion, because what is coming is not just a blessing but a restoration of identity, a renewal of dignity, a recalibration of your path, and a divine repayment for everything you endured. And I promise you, my child, I do not overlook tears, I do not ignore pain, and I do not waste suffering, and what I am bringing will not be equal to what you lost. It will be greater, deeper, richer, longer lasting, and far more aligned with your destiny than anything you previously held on to. And when you receive it, the memories that used to torment you will lose their power. The people who wounded you will no longer have influence over your emotions, and the weight of what you carried will fall off as naturally as a shadow disappearing at sunrise, because the blessing coming is so bright, so full of glory, so soaked in divine purpose, that darkness cannot survive near it. And I want you to hear me clearly when I say this. You are not entering a repeat season. You are not stepping into more disappointment. You are not circling the same mountain again. You are not returning to heartbreak disguised as hope. Because I have shifted the entire trajectory of your life, and what is ahead of you is entirely new, entirely blessed, entirely protected, and entirely connected to my will for you. And this blessing, the one I have been preparing, will not slip through your fingers, will not come in pieces, will not confuse you, and will not demand that you break yourself to keep it. For what I give brings healing, brings confidence, brings certainty, brings stability, brings joy, and brings the kind of wholeness that makes you look back and whisper, "Now I understand why." It all had to happen this way. And my child, when this blessing arrives, it will bring people into your life who love you with honesty and integrity, opportunities that honor your value, financial breakthroughs that remove long-standing burdens, clarity that silences every doubt, and peace that will be so deep you will wonder how you ever lived without it. And I am telling you now, this final stretch may feel uncomfortable, but it is the pressure before the release, the silence before the announcement, the cleansing before the arrival, and this time you will not miss it. You will not sabotage it. You will not overlook it, because I am preparing your discernment, your intuition, your emotional maturity, and your spiritual alignment to recognize the blessing the moment it appears. And as you step into this next chapter, the blessing will not only restore what was lost, it will elevate you beyond where you would have been if the loss had never happened, because I do not restore to the starting point. I restore to destiny. And now, my beloved child, open your heart, steady your spirit, lift your head, because the blessing worth more than everything you lost is not coming. It is arriving, approaching, unfolding, revealing, and by the time it reaches you, you will understand that you never lost anything. You are only being cleared, prepared, protected, and positioned for something far greater. And now that greater thing is finally stepping into your life, ready to change everything.